Hey there, Casey Dimon here, TaxSaleAcademy.com. In today's video, we're talking about making your very first tax sale investment. Taking this initial and important step is often the sticking point to so many beginning investors. So hopefully the tips in this video will help you get started just a little bit easier. The first tip that I have is to take the time to learn. And I really cannot emphasize this enough. If you go into anything with no idea what you're doing, you're bound to fail. And in this case, you're bound to lose a lot of money. You must take the time to learn. The next tip is to gain experience. And this might confuse you a little bit. Well, experience isn't only gained when you invest your hard-earned money. You can also gain experience simply by practicing. And what I mean by this is that you can research properties. You can research past auction results. You can analyze properties. You can attend auctions. You can act as if you're bidding on properties and see how they end up. That kind of stuff. Get involved and understand the auction process. Familiarize yourself with everything about tax sale investing. Another tip is to not be too clever on your first piece of property. You might see a piece of property and think, wow, that's interesting. This could really be a home run if all the stars line up. Well, guess what? If the stars don't line up, you'll be wasting your money. So don't do that, okay? Just don't get too clever with your first investment. There's plenty of time for that. Choose something simple. And speaking of that, leads me to another tip, which is don't overlook vacant land. Vacant land can certainly be a little easier than dealing with a structure of some sort. There's just not quite as much to worry about. It might not be as appealing as that fixer-upper house, but it will certainly be an easier and potentially a faster flip if you buy it right. And it'll be a lot less headaches. Another tip is to be patient. You don't need to buy anything at your very first auction, or even your second or third for that matter. What happens here is when you pressure yourself into buying something right off the bat or putting some sort of timetable to buy something, you're bound to make a mistake. And the last tip that I have for you today is to be prepared. Come to the auction prepared. Tax sale investing is not something where you can simply wake up, stumble into an auction room and just buy a property. It does take time, effort, and energy. You have to research and analyze the properties and then show up to the auction prepared. This really has to be emphasized. You can't just walk out of bed and show up at an auction and be successful, okay? So there's a few tips on making your first tax sale investment. If you found this video helpful, head on over to TaxSaleAcademy.com and take a look at all of our other videos. Again, the website is TaxSaleAcademy.com. Have a great day, folks. Take care. Bye-bye.